Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Emmys Week Wrap Up by Phoenix TV. My name is Hanna Olivas. I'm one of the hosts at Phoenix TV. I am joined here live with a few of our Phoenix TV red carpet insiders. And we wanted to just get together with all of you today and share some of our takeaways about Emmys Week, the actual Emmys themselves, things that we did during our gifting suite. And so we want this to be a fun, insightful share to each one of you who are watching this live, and for those of you who are going to watch the replay. So I'm going to shoot it, excuse me, straight over to Sylvia Becker Hill. Sylvia, can you share one of your biggest takeaways from Emmys week?
Wow, I get goosebumps because I had several. So let me intuitively decide which one is the most important to hear for our audience. Ooh, the American dream, and in this case, the Hollywood dream is real. That's my biggest takeaway. I met towards the end of the night on the gorgeous roof terrace of the hotel beside the pool, a young gentleman, and I keep his name confidential here for the moment. He was the first time in Hollywood. He came from another state, flown in. He works full time at Costco. And in the evening, he shoots every night a video and shares it on Instagram because he declared himself to be an influencer. And his big dream is to become an actor. And here he was in Hollywood at our Emmys Week premiere gifting suite. And when talking with him, I could see his dream being fulfilled because he was just gorgeous, a real gentleman, young, fit, gorgeous looking, eloquent in his speech, and totally unique. I mean, it was such a joy for me to see, wow, the Hollywood dream is not dead. The Hollywood dream is not a fake thing. There are real people who do normal jobs, like working full time at Costco, who dream big and make it to Hollywood. That for me was just absolutely heart-opening and gorgeous, and I hope our viewers can take that with them. The Hollywood dream is real.
So before we go forward, Sylvia, can you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Thank you for asking that. And for me, it's always a challenge. I'm a so-called multi-potentialite. My friends say I'm like a cat. I live 9 lives in one. I am working as an empowerment mentor for over 28 years, first in the corporate world as a leadership trainer and top executive coach in the field of post-merger integration. And each time I moved around the world and my own life changed from being single to married to mother. My business was changing as well. And now I'm living for 11 years here in California, which seems to be my personal paradise where my soul and my creativity is just flourishing even more. So I'm grateful that I'm also multiple times best-selling published author, that I found She Rises Studios, and now, since this year, my number one and only content platform distribution global partner to share my creativity. And I launched in September my newest baby in business, which is my Phoenix TV show called Flip It, where I literally pour my heart and soul into teaching the audience in a fun, quirky way. This is why I wear, for example, my joy wig from the Pixar movie Inside Out. Everything I have learned over the last 28 years, how to change anything that hurts, bothers, or frustrates you into something joyful, beautiful, and empowering. And this month I will start having my first guests on the show, and they will be all flip heroes, I call them. Normal people, some celebrities who have changed something deeply in their life. And I call them flip heroes because they were able to flip things, turn things around. Others believed in their environment not to be changeable, not to be able to turn around. And that is what I'm doing in all the different things. If it's coaching, training, public speaking, TV show host, book writing, or chapter writing, I want people to know whatever SHIT they are in, there is always a way out. You could say the flip dream is real. It's not only an American dream, it's globally. Everyone wants to better themselves, their life, and the world. And we can do this.
So before we go on, did anyone catch the show last week that we aired on Phoenix TV? Did any of you get to watch the footage from what we took from Emmys and Emmys week?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So with that said, let's go to Nichica. Tell us a little bit about you, what you do, how you ended up at Emmys week, and what were some of your takeaways?
So first, let me say my middle name is Flippen, Flippen. So every time Sylvia says her show, I hear my name. And in college, both myself, my cousins, my brothers, my dad, our nickname was Flip. So when she talks about Flip It, I'm alert. I'm like, who's calling me? But just had to share that out loud. My name is Nichica Melton, and I am what is considered a serial entrepreneur. So what that means is I have a real estate firm, my own, that I own. I'm a licensed realtor in North Carolina. I also am a 5-time published author, international speaker. I have a t-shirt business, and I'm a mother of 6, a wife of 1. And through all of that, I have become a simplified productivity coach where I help my clients master their vision, master their priorities, and master their day by helping them create goals that are feeding the lifestyle that they say they want to lead, focusing on those, implementing those, and by doing that, they increase their business and their bank account. So that is what I do. And because I do that via Zoom, I work with clients all over the country. Now, how I ended up as a red carpet insider, I would say it was nobody but God, because by the time I saw the notice, you were only looking for 2 people. I don't know how I missed the initial post, but I did. And when I saw the one for 2 people, I got on the phone and I was talking to my husband. I'm like, babe, they're looking for 2 people to be red carpet insiders at a gifting suite for the Emmys. What do you think? And he didn't respond, Lord have mercy. He was on a call. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to reach out to Hanna and we're going to have a conversation. And by the time I asked my 20 questions, maybe he would have responded. And lo and behold, he did not. He had not responded yet. So I went ahead and pulled the trigger, hoping he would be in agreement. And he was. He was excited. So for me, having that kind of opportunity, because I knew that celebrities went to places and got all their little freebies, but I didn't know how that happened. So to be a part of that, to experience it, it was amazing. It was amazing. And to be in the room and see the diversity, because if you had not ever seen those people in plain clothes, they could walk right past you and you would never know that they were the level of celebrity that they were. So that was so great to see them down to earth, to be able to make that connection with them. Now, you did have some that came in the room and they were popping. I mean, the hair, the outfit, the shoes, they made a statement. But you really, really had to pay attention to grab a hold of that everyday person that's just walking past you, and they happen to have a bag in their hand. So that was my cue that maybe you're somebody I need to talk to.
I think one of the things that I noticed the most about that day in particular for the gifting suite side was just the camaraderie of support from every single one of them to the nominees and to the Emmys themselves. It's so much deeper than just the fact that they're nominated, but it's what they did to get there. And having conversations with people on the red carpet showed me that it is really a team. They're a family, and they're there to support each other, and even the ones that they don't know. I know that you ladies conducted interviews. What would you say, Cassandra? Was that something that you definitely noticed, was like how everyone was just supportive of one another and not so much? I know we asked like, well, who are you secretly rooting for? And I don't think anyone said anyone.
Yeah, nobody actually wanted to like single anyone out because they're like, they're all my friends, they're all my people, like I want them all to win, or you know what I mean? They didn't want to actually just choose one. And I also wanted to just point to just how humble everyone was that I went up to. Everyone was super sweet, everyone was super nice, and they really appreciated the deeper conversations. I remember one woman I went up to, and we got into a deep conversation about menopause. And then another gentleman I went up to, he got deep into like how he's been in a cocoon because of his emotional, mental well-being. And then also what I really loved about the gifting suite was the business owners, and like they had the most amazing products. Like they were so amazing. What really stood out to me was the woman with the food with the peach cobblers in the little jars, and it was so amazing. So amazing.
So tell us, how did you end up at the gifting suite, and tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yes, so I actually saw one of your first posts of the Emmys, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's not for me." I was like, "Yeah, no, because I'm shy and this and that." And you actually ended up messaging me way later, like maybe a week later or something. I was like, "Oh yeah, that's not for me. I'm not gonna do that." And then when you messaged me directly, I just felt this like conviction in my heart, like, oh yeah. And I went and asked my partner how he felt about it, because obviously he would be watching my daughter, and he was okay with it. And then so I was just like, oh, this is a thing. And so I had to work through the layers of fear that came up. So that was how I got there. And I was so scared, and I did it anyways. And then what do? I'm an author. I'm writing my first book with you, Hanna. So Into the Light, Becoming My Own Hero. I'm a somatic practitioner. And what I'm actually starting to step into is being a fairy godmother for my clients. And versus giving them glass slippers that break, I'm helping them break through glass ceilings. Because we all put these like limits on ourselves of like what we're allowed to have, whether it's love or relationship or money. And it's usually conditioning from childhood. So just helping them bust through those ceilings that they have on themselves and own their worth so they can become their own hero. And I do that through my Pain into Power process, which is very somatic based. And then I'm an artist, first and foremost, makeup, face and body art. I also can paint. Give me a medium and I'll create some magic. And that's me, Sea Love.
Well, thank you. So we had 10 total red carpet insiders for our event. One of them was a gentleman. The rest were all women. And so I know he's been trying to connect on here since we started. I'm not sure if we have him. Robert, are you able to tune in with us this morning? I know he was having some technical difficulties. Let's see. So one of the things that I thought was fascinating about Emmys week was how simplistic they make it look. Like they make it look so free and flowing, and everyone shows up in this glam, in this beautiful, on the red carpet for actual Emmys. Even on our red carpet, we had they just seem like they're just so they know what to do. But you pointed out something, Sylvia, when you said, everyone starts somewhere, right? So one of my favorite people that I got to talk to was Chris Beale. And Chris Beale was nominated for Bel Air. And, she was saying how she had to sacrifice personal time to get to where she is today. I asked her what continues to inspire her, and she shared her cast, working with the cast. Because you work with these people day in, day out, and they become more than just cast members. They become, like I said earlier, family. And there's such a history behind Emmys, Hollywood. Like, everyone thinks it's about the glitz and glamour, but I think we all saw and we were all told that our gifting suite brought back the real connection, the real meaning of why gifting suites exist. Everyone said how everyone was kind, humility existed, camaraderie existed. And I got to see and hear that through the interviews that you ladies did, through some of the ones that I did. So I think my favorite part was just bringing back that connection. So I'm really looking forward to next year. And we got so much footage. It was just, we're still going through it. It's crazy. So with that said, who was one of your favorites, Nichica, in terms of your interviews that you did? Because I really liked the No Shade, No Tea. And I might be saying it wrong, but I really loved how and that came out last week, but I just loved the energy. And, you were talking to someone who's a young, talented artist.
Yes, that was Makai, and I will never forget his name because before we got on camera, I said, we've been trying to figure out how to say your name, and we were calling you Michi, and he said, it's Makai. I said, oh, we were all wrong. So then when the camera starts rolling and I asked him the question, he made a point to say, yeah, it's not Michi. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, I'm going to get you. You don't even know how transparent and open I am. I'm going to get you. So to be able to have that laugh with him, and I think every person that followed him, he followed them back. So he wants to connect with people, and he's a supermodel, going to be in Paris and Milan. And then actually, when I posted the episode, one of the sponsors, La Host, that did the wigs and someone that I know told me, oh my gosh, I bought a product from them like 10 years ago. I bought a wig from them 10 years ago and it still looks good. I said, the world is just so small with the connections. All of the sponsors, all of them, everybody that was there was willing to be interviewed. Nobody was uppity. Nobody said, I don't want to talk to you. Who are you? None of that. Everybody was willing to take time to tell us who they were, what they did. And that was so, I was actually surprised because you hear a lot of horror stories and I didn't know what we were gonna actually experience because these are considered to be high level people. And to have them down to earth like that across the board. I mean, I don't know if somebody had a bad experience, but I don't think they did. I know I didn't. And I just was walking up to people. Do you mind if I interview you? Can I talk to you? Nobody said no. And that was amazing.
Did anyone catch, I think it was Lisa who interviewed Zay Domo. He was the young actor who has been one of the first to start his career while in the foster system. Did anybody get to hear that interview?
I didn't hear that interview, but I had talked to him on my own. And he shared that with me. That was mind-blowing.
And he shared that dreams can come true. Hard work can pay off. He shared he aged out of the system. He's got some big heavy hitters behind him who are going to help him in his career. He's very sweet, very humble, very talented, very collaborative. And it just goes to show that connection that I was talking about. Blake Lively did an interview where she shared, high profile celebrities, they're people. They want to be recognized as a person, not just their stature. And I think that each one of you really brought that out that night. So I think that's really incredible. So I'm going to go back to C-Love, and I want you to share with the audience, who was your favorite in the sense of, I know you asked a couple of people, what are you wearing tonight? And you are very in tune with fashion. So who was someone who stood out to you on the red carpet for fashion?
Yeah, I'm honestly blanking on her name, but she was one of the Miss Americas. And the reason, well, first of all, her outfit was just stunning. She had like a tutu type skirt, and it had this like bedazzled corset coming out of it. And what really stuck out for her though was she was sharing about a nonprofit that she really loved. And the question I had asked her was like, why do you even love that like nonprofit? Like what? And I kept going deeper and deeper. And it was because she had actually went and like, because it was something around veterans, and she went over to witness them behind the scenes in the trenches and saw like how their lives were. And so that really stood out to me. But her outfit was so amazing. It was beautiful. It was really beautiful.
I saw so many. One of the things that I noticed the most was just the insane amount of young, talented people who walked through that room. I mean, we're talking kids, right?
Lots of kids. Yeah.
I was the grandma in the room, 100%. I saw that. Nichica, did you get an opportunity to interview any of the younger besides our Makai? Was there anyone else who stood out to you as a young, talented artist in the room that night?
Tatiana, I want to say she was in her 20s, and that chick had on the flyest yellow outfit, and it was from, I think it was Rent-A-Glam she got it from. And it caught my eye when she walked past me. I was like, hold on, I have to talk to her. She was so nice. After the interview, she came up to me and was like, oh, what's your Instagram? I want to follow you on Instagram. And in my mind, I'm like, for real? Like, you don't know me from Adam's house, Cat. You want to follow me on Instagram? Okay. And we've been communicating on Instagram since then. I don't want to butcher her last name, but I think it's Figueredo, Tatiana Figueredo. She was very nice, very down to earth. She talked about being an immigrant, how she did not know any English when she got here, and she learned it in school, and just how she has worked and fought and stayed focused to get to where she is right now. And it was just, for her and so many others, the theme was, there are really no excuses. If you have your plan and you're willing to do the work, it can happen for you. Like, there's literally no excuses.
I agree. She was beautiful, very sweet.
Yes.
Sylvia, you had an interview with the young Denzel. Do you remember you guys kind of had this exchange of words? It was red carpet. It happened on the red carpet. You introduced yourself, and then he introduced himself as the young Denzel, AKA. Can you tell me a little bit about that interview?
Wow, for me, it was my first on the red carpet, first in Hollywood. And beloved viewers, you probably hear my accent. I'm from Germany. So for me, this was I felt like I'm on a different planet. And now I'm speaking with this really attractive, hot rapper. My brain, my body, I think I was a bit in kind of out of body experience. My brain couldn't keep up computing. And so to be honest, I have no conscious memory what I said or he said. I was so glad it was all captured on camera. I just remember literally, and that might sound awkward now, but I say it anyway because I'm German, I'm straight talk. I enjoyed his presence so much. So my brain was freaking out, but my body was literally relaxing and enjoying the encounter with a young man where, I mean, I seriously, I have no information about this whole rapper scene. I don't know them. I don't hear them, but I could feel this man in his sincerity and groundedness and depth. I don't remember what he said, but it was this kind of split in me, my brain being stressed and my body just being in awe, because I sense this human being has worked so much on himself to be the professional he is. I mean, I think I fell not in love with that specific man, but I fell in love with Hollywood in that moment on the red carpet, because as someone else he already mentioned, there are so many stories, sometimes even horror stories, and so much fake and glitter. But when you meet from human to human, the real people, and what they have to work hard and fight for. And it's not just the grueling hours and always being under camera scrutiny. I mean, everything is public. If you poke your nose or scratch your butt or everything, someone is capturing it right now on a damn smartphone, and it goes blasted out into the world. So the pressure they are under, and meeting him, and I think he could sense my nervousness, his presence was calming me. He was such a pro. He helped me conduct my first ever red carpet interview by the way he was, I'm honest, he was leading the conversation. Even though I asked the questions, he was a pro. He was leading me, and I will forever grateful for that experience, because, yeah, he doesn't know it, but if he watches the hour replay, he changed my life by not so much what he said, by how he has shown up and who he was. And that for me is another big lesson for all of us, where we just have to look a bit deeper and don't get stuck on the superficial glitter or the words, and allow our bodies to somatically sense the energy and presence of another human being. It was glorious. It was amazing.
I could definitely agree about being present in the moment. I think from the time we set up, until it was kickoff time, I think everybody was running around, getting set up. We're preparing, trying to do our best. I mean, we right here on this screen with a few others prepped for months behind the scenes on what this night was going to look like and how we could best represent and support everyone involved. And it really turned out to be an extraordinary event. But here's something that really stood out to me. The very last person on the red carpet, Mr. Hollywood. How fun.
Oh my God, he was awesome.
How fun was Devin? I mean, the energy of that guy was, I want that energy all the time. What an incredible human being. He just brought life to the red carpet. It was like a great way to walk our guests up to the 12th floor into the magical room. But wow, what energy, right? This guy was just on it. Like, he did not miss a beat. I actually think I learned a few things from him. Hi, Jessica. How are you? You're muted. You're muted. Oh, what happened? We lost her. Oh, no. We'll wait for her to come back on.
I agree. Watching Mr. Hollywood, he was, I wish I would have seen, I learned a lot from him. And then he interviewed us on the red carpet too, the insiders. Cool. Yeah, his personality and the energy and everything. It was really great to watch that, because I'm like, oh, I could totally bring my personality out more in this whole process and loosen up a little bit.
What did everybody think of the photo booth?
Oh my God, it was the best. It was so fun. Yeah, that was so fun.
That
was
has
what-
to
Did
be
it,
an
I know
every-
you ladies used it.
It was the best. And I always wondered how people did those photos. And now that I did, I was like, oh, this is how it's done. And it was actually so fun.
Yeah, agreed.
I got to see some of the footage from that too, and everyone looked like they had a really great time. So Creamalicious was
Yes.
delicious.
So
Oh my
good.
goodness.
Yes.
I mean, everything that they sampled that night, and what about the performer, David Michael Wyatt? Talk
Yes.
about
Mhm.
woo! I got goosebumps when he was singing. The ambiance in the room, like it was incredible.
And
It
the
was-
DJ
it was-
too. The DJ
Yes.
was really great too. Kept the energy moving all night.
Yeah, and we
It
were
was
dancing in the end. I loved the dancing. For me, that was the integration, like the somatic integration of the whole night, that we all could dance in the end. For me, the real party is always a party at the end, or the party after the party. And those who hang out the longest, the deepest relationships are made then. And the whole dancing and connecting with each other, and all the different roles were like melting. Yeah, sponsors, celebrities, interviewers, organizers. We were just all dancing together and having fun. I thought that was a glorious cumulation of and wrapping up of the beautiful night.
Did anyone try the wine from Crazy Woman Wine Sisters?
Yes, I tried the white wine. It was really good.
It was. She has a great brand. She was a lot of fun. I think like what you ladies were sharing, like the sponsors that were there, with a combination of even the W Hotel. Let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah,
When you walk in there, I mean, it was just, it was beautiful.
so pretty.
Gorgeous.
Mhm.
It was amazing.
Mhm.
It really was. What was one of your favorite takeaways from the hotel itself?
Gosh, even your room was gorgeous, Hannah. When you walk in there, you don't even want to touch anything because you don't want to mess up the ambiance. It's just so pretty.
The renovations that they did downstairs, we were down there taking pictures in all different places. And then after the event, they had the DJ up high near where they had the eating area. So you had that music going on. And then the rooftop pool and cabanas. Lord have mercy. Yeah, it was nice.
I love to see the transformation, because interestingly for me, it was a full circle. The Hotel W, exactly the same one, was the first hotel I stayed in my life in LA in December 2012 for my look and see trip for Southern California. It was the same hotel, but since then they had this multi-million-dollar renovation and the transformation. It was like a new hotel, even though it was the same building. I still remember the amazing curving stairs. So for me, my personal private highlight was not exactly mimicking a photo I made in 2012, because the decoration was so too different, but walking down this big swirly stairs, like being my own Hollywood diva at, I don't know, midnight or whatever late it was, in that same hotel, brought for me a personal life journey to a conclusion, because in December 2012, I didn't know yet that a few months later I will now live in Southern California. And it was the same hotel, but it has transformed. It has flipped on so many levels. It up-leveled the rooms. I mean, I don't want to speak badly about the old rooms, but the new rooms, they are out of a beautiful designer sci-fi movie. Oh my effing me. The Art Deco, all the gold, the different fabric, they optimized the spaces of the suites so much. I mean, wow, 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 wow.
That's what I say. Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah, they really used like texture and color, and it was like everywhere you looked was art. So you just wanted to take in every little detail. It was very meticulously and well done, for sure.
I would
think-
like to make 2-3 mini shout outs for some of the sponsors because I fell in love with them. And you, Hanna, might need to help me with the names. Who was the wonderful lady who sold the children's books and who had all these figurines there? Her booth was so magical. And I got a few of her books and gave them here now to parents with younger children, etc. I mean, I loved the bandwidth, the diversity she represented. I mean, it was an evening event in Hollywood, and here she was proudly with a big booth for children's books. So that just giving that whole realm of reality, that space, that was so wonderful. And then Cream Delicious. I'm from Germany. I'm a snob when it comes to desserts and sweets, and most American stuff are just too sweet. Cream Delicious, they always got it right, or the level of sweetness. And then they had a twist for everything they did in a new taste I've never had before. I mean, I could get addicted to them. I'm glad they are not here having their store next door. They would be dangerous. They probably would be my daily drug to go. And then someone who touched me deeply personally was, you had an intuitive there. I Am Kim Beam is her brand. And she was so beautiful dressed, very kind, whimsical, slightly romantic. And she had oracle cards on her deck. And she and we didn't know each other. We never talked. She just asked me, draw a card. And I tell you what I sense. So I drew a card. And oh my gosh, she blew me away. It was nearly spooky. It was showing just a mountain. And she talked about my success journey and the mountains I had to climb. And I could cry now, the struggles I had, and that I need to open up to get more support, and Sherpas waiting for me to be support. I mean, it was like a mini divine download, not mini, it was a mini coaching, but a big divine download she gifted me to a stranger by just seeing one card I drew in that moment. It was beautiful. It's just stunning. So the quality of all the sponsors I met, so kudos to you, Hanna, because I know you vetted them very, very carefully. They were heart opening. They had style. They were professional. Oh my gosh, beauty, heavenly beauty. Oh, I don't have it here at my hand because they are all in different handbags. All the lipsticks and the lip gloss. Wow, I normally don't like lip gloss because often they're too sticky or taste disgustingly. They are nearly lickable. Like, they are so yummy. They taste good. They smell good. They look good. The branding word heavenly absolutely fits to their brand. It was just glorious.
So we had Dr. Dawn Mange, House of Quails. She's an extraordinary woman who has published books, assists with children. Like, there's so much that goes into it. And she had a phenomenal setup, and just watching her connect with everyone was really awesome. She actually, I think she's going to be coming back next year based off of what she shared her experience to be. Kim Beam, yes. I got to experience her magic before that room. And as soon as the event was done, she came up, grabbed me and said, "Can I just share with you something? Is this weird to you?" And I said, "Share away." And luckily I was wearing Pure Heavenly's mascara because I teared up a bit and her mascara is waterproof. So that's a good thing. But Pure Heavenly Beauty, lovely. Her name is Lovely. It's in her name. I always say all things lovely. She has an incredible line. She's lovely. It was just a really beautiful, beautiful setup that she had. So creamalicious. They traveled from so far to be with us that night. Their extraordinary setup, the delicious, everything that they put out was amazing. We had Regions Wellness, Regions. They have a serum.
Person serum, right? They were giving those out to everybody.
We had Corbo Collections who gave away some extraordinary trips to Europe. I mean, we just really wanted to give. We had Ethnic Edge, who had these amazing, beautiful smelling candles that turn into lotions. I personally did not get a bag. I was a little bummed. Those bags went like crazy. But I did get to see a lot of things before they were set up, and every product in there is not something that you could just go in a store and get. And that's what makes it so exclusive. Like with the gifting suites, is that, we know celebrities can get their hands on things, but it's bringing it to them, gifting it to them, showing appreciation for the entertainment that they've brought us throughout the year, and years to come. Like, it really was a genuine appreciation for everyone involved and the history behind it all. So each of these people who came, including you ladies and gentlemen, it was just an event of collaboration on so many levels. So here's my last question. Who's coming back next year?
Yeah, I actually shared that on my Women Thrive Summit. I was telling them like how scary it was and the energy and how nervous I was and how you had to be so flexible and in the moment because things would change like this and that and kept you on your toes. And then I was like, and I want to go back.
Well, we have, this was our first year for Phoenix TV. And for those of you who haven't got to watch the coverage, we have our next episode airing on Friday, October 11th on phoenixtv.app, and Phoenix is Phenix. I definitely encourage you to watch episode 1, which then flows into episode 2. And it was I think it was a week of magic, connection, and so much more. But I'm definitely looking forward to next year and seeing who we're going to talk. I know we're going to do another one of these wrap-ups, talking about who actually won nominations, and some of the shows. But we have so much extraordinary talent happening in the entertainment industry right now. And I think that when people come together and do these types of award shows and they're present for the gifting suites and everything that goes into it, and it's so much work, but it's such a beautiful way to celebrate so many people in one space. So I'm going to give it back to you, ladies, if you want to share something before we close out today's, and catch the next one on phoenixtv.app this Friday.
I would like to give our viewers, again, for me, this golden nugget from the whole experience. The Hollywood dream is real. And for me, translated for all of us, what does it mean? Everything is possible. I mean, sometimes it might feel a vision first as if it's an illusion and our mind kicks in. Who do I think I am that I aspire to be X, Y, Z? But I want everyone to know, I think Hollywood and the whole entertainment industry shows us that everything we can imagine is possible to create. And sometimes it takes longer than we want to, or more effort and more hiccups, but it is possible. And I think that is, for me, also why we all want to come back. Yeah, beside, what Cassandra so beautiful said, the nervousness and the being on the toes. But I think there is like a positive Hollywood virus when you catch it. Yeah, I'm now infected. Of course I want to come back. I mean, it's just... Yeah, you want more of that infusion of the knowing everything is possible.
Yeah, you're making me like think of something too. It was like just understanding that they're human too, and just seeing like how many people are out there not being very nice to them. Like you see the contrast in the media coverage of celebrities. And so I love that we're able to create a safe space for them where they can be seen in their brilliance as a human being, not just as a celebrity. And I really like that we get to be a part of bringing that to them.
And I'll close out by saying, definitely we'll be back. Give me a microphone and a camera, and I am great. I love being in front of the camera. I love talking to people. It wasn't nervous. It was exhilarating for me. The opportunity that you and your team provided to the 10 of us is very much appreciated, and hopefully the audience will love it. And it was the perfect way for me to spend my 49th birthday and have you guys come out on the dance floor with me and wobble for a little bit. It was great. And I don't know if you all knew it, but Draper Winston, one of the actors that was there, his birthday was also that day. So thank you so much. I'll definitely be back next year.
He was, first of all, happy birthday again to you. Enjoy the 40s. The 50s are amazing. Draper was, that guy was an awesome, like super down to earth. Everyone who came in the room that night just was full of life.
Yes.
It was refreshing to see the full of life in everyone's eyes, the excitement, the genuine feel of the room. And I think that this next year, we're heading into Oscar season, Screen Actors Guild, Golden Globes. There's so many, right? And, when you think about the time and effort that these individuals take to come out to these suites, I just can only imagine what their level of expectation can be. And hearing again and again that we surpassed it was a really great compliment to receive. And so we're very excited to continue to share. And some people might say, oh, Emmys is already over, but it's not. Emmys week, the gifting suites, like everything, the takeaways, those are memories of a lifetime. And so we're going to continue to share more insight, more history behind the gifting suites, even themselves, like who started the first one. What is the magic behind gifting, all of those different things that a lot of times people over the years have lost touch with. That's what we're bringing back. And so I hope everyone tunes in. If you're not watching live, watch the replay, connect with these incredible women here today. All business owners, authors, writers, speakers, hosts, artists. I mean, I think we brought the best of the best personally. So watch that episode coming out Friday on Phoenix TV and connect with us. We have a lot more magic coming your way. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.